Hey, my name is Jeff Kohlmeyer. I'm starting this channel just because I get things in my head and I got to get them out. And maybe some of those things can help other people. I see a lot of people on YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and they're sitting in their vacation home and they're showing you their Lamborghini, like that guy, what was that guy's Ty Lopez guy, whatever. It wasn't even his, it was rented. Irrelevant, but they show you all these nice things and then they say, this is how I did it, and this is how you can do it. Just give me this small amount of money and, follow me and, yada, yada. And people follow. People like to look at other people's success. They live vicariously through that. It's actually proven that when you visualize something very strongly, something happening, whether it be fearful, exciting, pleasurable, whatever, it's very similar to the exact experience in your brain. Your brain can't really tell the difference, and you can actually create new neurosynaptic links in your brain, the plasticity of your brain, that as far as your brain knows, it happened. So that's why they say you visualize success and stuff, and then it happens. It's not just like a saying. It's scientific. It's a physical reaction. It happens in your brain, and you form new connections in your brain as if it did happen, which makes you a winner. It's like I always say, you have to filter the flow of information that enters into your brain. Same thing. So I said, someday, when I'm back successful again, financially successful is what I'm referring to, I want to be able to look back. How did I get there? What took place, etc. And I said, maybe people want to see that it can be done from the bottom rather than always seeing it from the top. Anybody can make a video because they wrote a book that actually sold, or they invented something, or they inherited money. A lot of these guys do. They just inherited money, or they got a high-paying job and got lucky, whatever. Life is about luck too. Life is about circumstance. Life is about timing. But wouldn't it have been better to know them 3 years, 5 years, 8 years before they got successful, and see their rise and see what steps they took, what philosophies they use, what mentalities? It's not going to be a lot of great editing. It's not going to be, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to, speak, keep it real, and that's how it is. And hopefully some of the things I say will educate people. And I'll be able to look back years from now and see where I was. And get back, maybe if I need to get back to the beginning in my mind, or figure out what philosophies or what strategies worked in the beginning that aren't working now, or etc. Plus, it's a little cathartic for me because I've been through a lot. I went to prison. I for something I didn't do. I had lost everything. So I went through a lot of pain and turmoil, and I'm still standing, and I'm still moving forward, and I'm still trying to be the best version of myself. And I think people can use that. I think people sometimes would rather hear from somebody who's at the bottom, who's lost it all, and then see how he got back on top, and then say, oh, he says, they get those corny sayings you see on the internet all the time. Oh, always think positive or whatever. I'm being simplistic, but it's for the purpose of making a point. It's real easy to think positive when you drive a McLaren. You know what I mean? When you're in your private jet, it's real easy to the guy who's looking at the video going, I make minimum wage and I don't have a private jet, so it's hard for me to think positive. So I'm trying to show you that you can make minimum wage and think positive. So that's why I'm doing this. Plus, eventually I'll explain a lot of things that have happened in my life and so forth, and that'll feel good just to get it out. That's the cathartic part. So this is going to be my channel. I will post videos all the time. They'll probably be horribly edited. Hopefully you'll be able to hear them well. I'll do my best to speak clearly and loud. And hopefully people will be able to gain something from it. People will learn something from it. People will be inspired by certain things that I've heard, read, viewed, an epiphany I had. My brain's always going. I'm one of those people that never stops, so I come up with these things and they're in my head and I got to get them out. So this is a way to get them out for me. So so follow if you want to see some more. I'm going to start making them on a regular basis. I got to start posting them, and then let's see where this goes. It'd be great to come in the middle, or in the beginning, and then reach the middle and see the rise of my life, and then you can start structuring it towards your life and seeing things that I use and techniques, and say, hey, yeah, I'm in that same place right now. I'm looking to buy my first car, or I'm looking to straighten out my credit, or something. What did he do? Because he did it. Not someone who has an 800 credit score and goes, look, I did it too. No, you want to see him when he has a 550 credit score and say, how did he get to 600? How did he get to 700? You want to see when he had $10 in the bank. How did he get to $1,000 in the bank? How did he get to 10,000? You want to see him when, I don't know, your relationship is bad in life, or he hasn't gone to the gym in 6 months, and you say, well, what did he do to get back into it? Maybe I can use that technique. All those things that are important to me, I'm going to speak about. All the things that inspire me. Sometimes I'm going to rant. Sometimes I'm going to rant and babble about world events, and I'm not going to say politically correct things. I'm not going to say things that are going to make you feel warm and cuddly like a blanket. I'm not. I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm not going to speak with, I'm going to try to eliminate the bias out of what I say, and I'm just going to speak the truth. I'm all about reality, the truth. We like to tell ourselves things, and we like to lie to ourselves as a people, as a populace, just to, that doesn't feel right, so I'm not going to think that way. But it's the truth. So who cares what feels right? I mean, if you want to argue that you want to say, well, I'm choosing to live my life by how I feel, that's fine. But you can't lie to yourself and say it's reality. No, that's your reality. That's your twisted reality. I'm not very polite when it comes to things like that. I'm not politically correct. I just say it like it is. So if you don't want to hear the truth, this is probably not the place for you. If you want someone who can see through the bullshit and maybe explain complicated things in layman's terms a little easier to understand, I can do that without getting biased, without the pro-Trump bias, or the anti-Trump bias, or the pro-white bias, or the pro-black bias, or the pro-woman bias, or the pro-men bias, or the pro-transgender phobia, LGBTQR bias, or against bias, or it's everything. Even the articles you read in the papers today, if you learn how to analytically read them and pick them apart, the writer's opinion of the subject matter by the second paragraph. You're not supposed to be able to. It's not their job to give you their opinion on things. Maybe in a line at the end. You're not supposed to, but their opinion, it leaks out into their writing. So then they choose which words to use. They choose which data to go off of and stuff. And then it gives you a skewed view on reality. And it's not what actually happened. It's what that guy thinks should happen, or what that guy would like to see happen, or his opinion or perspective on what happened. No, that's not their job. Their job, or my job, will be to give you the truth, and then you figure out what you want to do with the truth. If you want to reject it or you want to accept it, that's on you. But that's not what we get anymore. And the algorithms in Facebook and YouTube, they feed our bias. You look up I just use Trump because he's the most polarizing image we have today. You look up a pro-Trump video and you watch it, and you'll see more and more pro-Trump videos showing up. They're feeding your bias. They're feeding your cognitive dissonance. That's bad. That's bad for democracy. That's bad for a functioning society. It's bad in a lot of ways. It's bad for internal and personal growth. You're not supposed to just be fed what you want to hear, or a particular subject matter that you looked into. You got to hear both sides. Anyway, I'm going to cut this short. I'm out. It's 8 minutes long already. But every day I'm going to try at least 3 or 4 a week, 8-10 minute videos. I'll pick a different subject every day, and I'll try to, I don't know, maybe teach you something along the way. Maybe entertain you. Who knows? Maybe you'll like watching this idiot driving to work and talking about nonsense, or sitting in front of the computer. Alrighty, that's it. Have a good day. If you want to follow it, hit the subscribe button, and then when I make a video, you hit the bell. It'll come up. Alright, talk to you later.